Good morning, everyone. Welcome to my channel. I'm, of course, your host, Mega Mike the Movie Man. We are gathered here today to talk some amazing movie news stories. You guys know the drill here. So let's go to our three news stories we're going to cover today. And then, of course, there'll be an Ask Anything section. But first, let me know if my mic and video is looking okay out there or if I need to adjust anything. But yeah, you guys are my eyes and ears out there. So our stories are going to be, well, actually, the overlays. Let me show you. Might as well bring those up real quick. So our overlays for today, let's go to them. All right, yeah. So we're going to be talking some Marvel MCU delays. We're going to be talking some Toy Story 5 news. And then, of course, we're going to be talking the Strangers trilogy. So some awesome news stories to get to today. And then, of course, there'll be that Ask Anything section, of course, where you can ask anything your heart desires out there. And that's always a lot of fun. But let me go ahead and remind everybody out there, go ahead and smash that like and subscribe. Go ahead and support the channel in any way you can if you love movies. Super chats is a great way to do that. Any amount goes a long way to helping and supporting the channel. And then, of course, memberships. Memberships are another great way to support the channel, and you actually get an amazing value of it because you are getting something out of it. Great, more content, more perks, exclusive videos, things of that nature, tons of fun shout outs, all that great stuff. And of course, there's merch available on the channel as well. So thank you all for anybody that participates that way. But yeah, let's check into the chat today just to see who is with us today. Looks like we got a good crowd. We got Adrian James saying, "Hello there, Mike. How are you today?" I'm doing good. It's been a very relaxful kind of weekend. It's a long weekend, right? Labor Day weekend for us in the States. And yeah, I've been seeing some movies. I already went to the theaters a couple days. We'll probably go again tomorrow. And yeah, so it's been just relaxing, enjoying movies, working on the channel. How about you, Adrian? All right, let's see. We got Lance Jackson here saying, "Hey, what's up, Mike and everyone? Just watching Pirates of the Caribbean at World's End and later going to watch Are We There Yet? And probably Are We Done Yet?" Well, that's a triple feature right there. I do like At World's End. I don't think that one gets talked about enough. I think that's my second favorite out of the Pirates of the Caribbean movies behind the first. Actually, you know what? It might be my first. I have to go back and watch it. I got to rewatch the first again and At World's End. Those have always been my favorites. And then Are We There Yet? Are We Done Yet? I don't know if I've seen the sequel there. I feel like I've seen one of them, but it's been such a long time. But yeah, great triple feature right there. Got Dimension Scott saying, "Good morning, everyone." And Mike, good morning, Dimension. What are you up to today? We got Craig in here. Hello, Craig. How you doing out there? Uh, yes, we got Lil saying, "Hey, everyone." Hello, hello. Basement Blues saying hello. We got Hisham saying, "What's up, Mike? How you doing today?" Doing good. How about you, Hisham? We got Darvin. Hey, Darvin. How are you doing out there? How have you been? I hope all is well. We got Matheson saying the same thing. Hello, hope all is well. Let's see, everybody saying hello to each other. Let's see. Darwin says, "Does anyone in the chat know about Radiant's release of Messiah of Evil announcement of the year for me?" Well, that's awesome, Darwin, that that's coming out for you. I have not yet heard of that one myself, but hopefully some people in the comments have. Where is that being released from? What boutique label is it? Vinegar Syndrome or Scream Factory? Severance? I mean, let me know. Let's see. We got Hisham saying, "I didn't. Not exciting to see Agatha Harkness series in She-Hulk season 2. It looked awful." Well, we're gonna talk a little bit about Agatha right now, and of course, just some MCU delays in general. So let me actually bring up the little banners here. So let's see. Let me type it in here just because got to get that going. So we got MCU delays. So we got to talk these Marvel Cinematic Universe delays, at least on, well, I mean, both with their movies and now on their streaming shows. Let's see what's going on with this exactly. Let's look at this article. All right, season 2 of What If, the MCU's first animated series, will now open in December over the holiday season. The show was originally set to debut in early 2023, but has been delayed for unspecified reasons. Echo, a spinoff of 2021's Hawkeye starring Alakawa Cox, as the Marvel's first Native American and first deaf superhero, has moved from November 29th to January 2024. The show is still set to release all episodes at once, the first binge release for a Marvel Cinematic Universe series on Disney Plus. X-Men 97, an update of the popular animated X-Men series from the 1990s, has moved from a fall 2023 release to early 2024. And finally, the WandaVision spinoff, Agatha, starring Catherine Hahn as the disgraced witch Agatha Harkness, is now pegged to debut in the fall of 2024, likely around the Halloween season. The show, which completed filming before the SAG-AFTRA strike, was originally announced with the title Agatha, House of Harkness. Then in July 2022, Marvel Studio chief referred to the show as Agatha Darkhold Diaries. Though a source with knowledge of the show says that the changing titles are less a sign of indecision on Marvel's part and more a suggestion that Agatha is up to her um, old tricks right there. So yeah, a lot of delays here for MCU. Makes sense though with the strikes going on. They probably want their actors out promoting these series to get them hyped up, especially after how terrible Secret Invasion did on their streaming service, both in terms of view time, in terms of just response from audiences and critics. The Secret Invasion really wasn't a popular, well beloved show. I got through that series myself, and I will say, yeah, it was pretty mediocre, kind of forgettable. It was more slow moving, really more character studies, and just really didn't pack that punch I would want out of a superhero series, unfortunately. So, pretty disappointed with that. I haven't been really excited about a Disney Plus streaming show since what? Maybe Loki, the first season of Loki. Like I said, I really like WandaVision. I really liked Loki. Moon Knight was pretty good, but other than that, everything pretty forgettable. Werewolf by Night, that was actually pretty cool. I like that idea there. But what do you count that? You probably count that as a movie, right? But other than that, yeah, the shows have overwhelmed with like Miss Marvel and Secret Invasion and whatnot. So now we got these delays here. Am I really excited for any of these series though? I mean, What If had some decent episodes in the first season. I really liked the Doctor Strange episode. That was the best one by far, in my opinion. Some of the other ones were pretty forgettable though. They had one where what Thor was partying on Earth, and they had one with zombies, and I think we were supposed to get a full-on Marvel zombie show, right? I don't know what happened to that one. Did that one get fully canceled, or is that like indefinitely delayed? Not too sure about that. Of course, we still got Loki season 2 coming out. We're getting Echo all at once when it does release, which kind of gets me curious. Why are they releasing all those episodes at once? Do they want people to watch it and then forget about it? Is it that bad? That is a little weird to me, but I'm happy with a binge. I will totally take a binge over, week to week for my Marvel shows at this point. Yeah, I'd rather just rip the band-aid off at this point. And if I like it, great. If I don't, then it take up too much of my time. Right, it wasn't like I was in the anticipation week to week. And then, of course, we got this Agatha show, which once again, I wasn't a big fan of this idea from the beginning. Like I said, I really liked WandaVision, but now to make a full-on show off of a side character in there, well, I guess, became the main villain and all that, but really a full show on Agatha, not that intrigued by it. And now they've changed the title, right? Diary of Darkness from Coven of Chaos. I think Coven of Chaos sounds a little bit better. You guys let me know. But I thought that title sounded a little bit more catchy. Diaries of Darkness. I don't know. Just not very hyped up for it. So all these shows that are delayed, do I really care if they're delayed? Not really. I mean, Marvel needs to slow down anyway, and these shows just aren't enticing me like they used to out there. But how about for you guys? Are you guys excited for any of these shows? You can rank your excitement down below, or are you done with these streaming shows? I mean, do you even care about the delays at this point? It's kind of curious that everything is getting delayed right now. I know the strikes are going on, but they're delaying like nothing out there. I mean, they're just delaying and delaying and delaying. They're delaying what these Marvel shows. They've delayed Dune out there. They and other big movie projects too. I think everything's getting shifted around. I think Napoleon Maybe that was the last one I heard just recently, I think is getting delayed as well. Should they be delaying this? Because then what's going to happen is all these are going to get backed up into a really crowded space in spring or summertime, just like kind of how this last summer was crowded. And then there really wasn't many movies that made a lot of money in this past summer. So it's going to be a buildup of what kind of happened during the pandemic. Same thing. Uh, I think they should just release them. Do you guys think the actors promoting makes a big enough difference in comparison to putting it into a crowded space with a whole bunch of other? I think the crowded space is going to hurt the movies more so than not having the actors to promote. But what do you guys think? Let's see you guys' comments. That's always the best part of these streams, seeing your comments. Darvin is saying Radiance Films is releasing it. Okay, so Radiance Films, I've never heard of Radiance Films. Um, is that a considered a boutique label or is that like a smaller studio? You'll have to let me know, Darvin. I feel like I might have heard their name, maybe. Not too sure. Definitely don't have any titles from them, I don't think. Let's see. Hisham says, speaking about MCU, if MCU movie would be soft reboot, do you mind? I would go a hard reboot at this point. Now, from the reboot news, I heard after Secret Wars, they're thinking about doing a hard reboot. And sure, yeah, reboot it. But I would give it some time. Like, how quick is the reboot turnaround going to be? I think they need a few years gap in between, right? Like a 3 year gap might be good before a reboot. I don't want a soft reboot. I'm tired of soft reboots. Just soft reboots don't work. They confuse the audience out there. What characters are sticking around? What characters are not? And like it gets even more and more confusing every day. We just always talk about the gun universe stuff and the state of DCU and all of that. And now we got, I think the latest was, I don't know who it was. I don't know if it was James Gunn or someone else, but them saying, "Oh, no, Blue Beetle, the character is a part of the Gun universe, but not the movie." What? How does that even make any sense? It makes no sense, getting it more confusing and convoluted, and it's just ridiculous. I'm tired of this soft reboot stuff. No, if you're gonna reboot, hard reboot, cut it, few year break, hard reboot, all new characters, no matter what. That's me. That to me is the way to go. But what do you guys think? Do you guys prefer the soft reboots? Do you want hard reboots on some of this stuff? I mean, it just doesn't work for the MCU. We've gotten rid of so many good characters. We've gotten rid of Iron Man. We've gotten rid of Captain America, got rid of Black Widow, right? We got rid of these core characters, these core Avenger characters, and now we're stuck with what the misfits, right? The side characters that I mean, they're okay in their own right, but they're not the core characters. It's like trying to do a Justice League movie now, but say you don't have Superman, Batman, or Wonder Woman, right? And now you have the side characters doing it. Just no, it doesn't work. You need the core characters. So that's why in Endgame, I was kind of disappointed they got rid of so many good characters. I mean, I understand to maybe get rid of one, but why was the Captain America stuff necessary? I know it ended with a kind of cool story arc for him, but I think you needed a Captain America in these Avenger movies going forward. I think people would have cared about it. I think if you just got rid of Iron Man for the moment, that would have worked fine, but just too many characters, too many heavy hitters just gone. So I think we need that reboot, hard reboot, no soft reboot. But what do you guys think on that? Hisham saying, "What are you expecting for What If Season 2? Iron Man versus the Mandarin, Deadpool, Kill You universe, or anything?" I have no expectations on this one. Like I said, Season 1 had some episodes that were okay. The only standout one was the Doctor Strange one to me. And so I hope they have some really powerful, dramatic stories in this one. You can have some fun episodes in there too. I would actually go with like a Punisher kills the Marvel Universe. Oh, I would love that. Why don't we have the Punisher, Marvel? We're using every other character except the Punisher. Punisher is my favorite. I would love to see a Punisher kills the Marvel Universe. That'd be great. And if you're not going to use the Punisher in the main movies, then why not? Like, we might as well get some use out of the character. That'd be kind of fun. Of course, you're not going to be able to make it super bloody and stuff. I get it, but hey, you could do like a hard PG-13 on that episode, couldn't you? Cut away right when he takes someone out, something like that. I think it could work. It could be fun. But yeah, in terms of other what if stories, I don't know what else do you go with. Um, That's yeah, like I said, the only things I can think of is stuff with the Punisher, where it's like, "Hey, what if Punisher did take out Spider-Man in the comics?" When the Jackal, that first issue he appears in where the Jackal sends Punisher after Spider-Man, like, that's one I've always wanted to see, but other than that, yeah, no expectations out of it, but you guys let me know out there what would be some cool ideas for that one. Let's see. Oh yeah, Hisham saying, "What's your favorite episode of season one of What If?" Yep, that Doctor Strange one. That Doctor Strange one was just so dramatic and so powerful. Get you kind of choked up, which it did in the live action movie for me too. That scene, right in the live action movie at the beginning, right? He crashes and his hands are messed up. He's in the hospital bed and he's like he can barely move his hands and he's like, "Oh man, like what did they do to me?" Um and they're like, "Nobody could do this. Nobody could do better." And he's like, "I could have," right? But he can't, right? Because he's the one who had the injury on himself. So he can't help himself in that moment. That's to me one of the most underrated moments out of the Marvel universe. So then for the what if episode to kind of, have another dramatic spin on the Doctor Strange character, I thought was really, really good, right? Was it like that Doctor Strange variant? I'm trying to remember now. I've only seen it once, right? He's like bad and then he's like crushing the universe, something like that. You guys remind me. But yeah, I really like that episode. Like I said, I don't really remember much of the other episodes. I know there was the one where, what the Asgardians were partying on Earth. I'm like, okay, didn't love it, but alright. I remember the zombies one, once again, okay, didn't love it, and I can't even remember the other ones, so they were just so forgettable, and I think that's Marvel's problem right now. They're making, uh, I guess, what movies and shows that are just not as memorable, not as impactful, just has more mediocrity to them, lower quality, more forgettable. But they're spending just as much or more money on them, which is the weird thing, right? So they're throwing money down the drain basically. Um, which is where, MCU is in a weird state right now, and it's like, when are they gonna reboot, if they're gonna reboot? And you know what? If Kevin Feige's around, why would Kevin Feige want to reboot, right? The only way I could possibly see is in the future if Kevin Feige leaves, right, and goes to another studio or whatnot, then maybe they would do a hard reboot. But I would think Kevin Feige would want to keep what he's created, right? Would you think that? I don't know. That's kind of the holdups I think we're gonna have with um, the Marvel universe right now. Let's see. Emlo says crowded space will hurt attendance in films. I like it when films are promoted by actors. Yeah, it's nice to have them promoted by actors, but I think the crowded space is going to hurt more though. And a lot of times the fans can do the promotion now on social media. Like Barbenheimer, a lot of that was social media. I still know, of course, you had Margot Robbie out there and Cillian Murphy and all those actors promoting as well, red carpet stuff. I get it, which I'm sure helped the film. But it was that viral marketing on the social media, the fans really getting invested in this. I think that could be done for things like Dune, right? Especially when there's not much else around Dune. Dune could have had 6 weeks of IMAX screens. And it could have been that movie where it's like, hey, if somebody wants to go to the movie theaters, well, what are they going to see? Not much out. They got to see Dune, right? I think that's how Avatar 2, The Way of Water, made a ton of money. I know some people are like, "Oh, well, the Avatar movie, of course, is going to make a lot of money." No, no, no. I don't think that was the case. I think because it was released during a holiday season or had no competition, no competition. Well, it's like, hey, if you're going to go to the movies during the holidays, well, what are you going to see? You got to see Avatar Way of Water. There's no other option. So I think that is what really helped that movie. I mean, it still would have done solid without it, but I think being in a non-crowded space really helped it. So I think Dune could benefit from this being in a non-crowded space. I think Napoleon could benefit from not being in a crowded space. But now when you move things to a crowded space, right? Now you got Dune close to like Godzilla, verse Kong Part 2. Ugh, now people have to decide, hey, I'm going out to the movies this month. Do I want to see Dune or do I want to see Godzilla vs. Kong, right? Now they have to make a decision. Now the money there is split at the box office. And for me in that scenario, like I would pick Godzilla over Kong versus Dune for me. And then I know there was a lot of people that would pick Dune over Godzilla, but right? Why put themselves in that position where now we have to choose the movies, right? I'm gonna see everything just because I got an unlimited pass. I'm always at the movies reviewing them for you guys anyway. But just general audience out there, most people aren't going to the movies all the time. I mean, it's even rare for people to go to the movies once a month now. Usually it's maybe a couple or a few times a year at the most now. So yeah, I think I would go with less crowded space. Even though, yeah, the promotion by the actors can help. I don't know if it's gonna help that much, but I mean, we'll see. We'll see. I got to hear the rest of your guys' thoughts out there. Got Tyler saying hi, Mike. How are you? I'm doing good. How about you, Tyler? How have you been? Let's see. Hishan saying DCU future, DC universe, MCU future, MU universe. Yeah, all right. Um, Caveman movies and more. Hey, Mike and everyone. Hope you're doing well. For your information, is today's Mizzy's birthday, so please show him some love. Well, happy birthday, Mizzy. Yes, yes, yes. That is awesome. Tyler saying, I know some of the stories that got leaked for What If Season 2. I know there's Odin verse 10 Rings episode, a Sola Hulla story episode. I know three. Okay, cool, cool. Yeah. Those ideas sound fine to me. It's not like I'm overly excited. I mean, 10 Rings does sound pretty cool. I did really like Shang-Chi. I think that movie is underrated now. Not a lot of people talk about it, but Shang-Chi was an awesome Marvel movie. I mean, that was up with some of the best Marvel movies out there. And people forget, right? I mean, we would consider that a Phase 4 movie, right? Best Phase 4 movie by far. I mean, they started that out strong. Um, but I guess it's been so much time since then, and we haven't gotten the greatest stuff since then. But yeah, that might be a fun episode. Let's see. Caveman movies and more says, I like What If with the Captain Britain instead of Captain America. Yeah, that episode was fine. Yeah. Let's see. Uh, we got Brandon Heaton, the one animated movie I can't wait to see this month is the sequel to Paw Patrol movie, the mighty movie. The first one back in 2021 surprised me. Yeah, I don't. You know what? I might see it. Just depends if there's other releases that week, and I'll let you guys know out there if it's worth seeing. I mean, I'll watch it for sure. I mean, after the movies I watched the last couple of days, I think I can handle anything now. Let's see. I believe it comes out September 29th. All right. Tyler saying can't wait for Godzilla Cross Kong. I love those movies. Those are fun, action-packed movies. Good time. So I really like those. Okay, let's get to the next news story here. And our next one, let me put this banner in here. What we talking now? We are talking. Oh yeah, the Toy Story. Let me write this down. Toy Story 5. Gotta talk some Toy Story 5 news, right? So Toy Story 5 got a nice little update on this one. So let's look at the article here. Let's go with this one. As with most Pixar sequels, the follow ups to Toy Story have all debuted to critical acclaim. However, over the years, there has also been a concern from some fans that Pixar and the Walt Disney Company are starting to bleed the franchise dry, especially with the release of Toy Story 4 in 2019 after Toy Story 3 2010 so perfectly wrapped up the series. Considering that it made 1.073 billion at the box office anyway, it should come as no surprise that Disney is intent on making one more sequel. Disney CEO Bob Iger announced that Toy Story 5 was in development earlier this year, and while it currently doesn't have a release date, fans have already started theorizing what is next for Woody, Buzz, Mr. Potato Head, Slinky Dog, and company. According to the Disney Insider, the next step for the Toy Story franchise is taking it back where it all began. Andy, last time we saw Woody and Buzz's original owner, he was passing on his beloved toys to Bonnie as he prepared to leave for college. Now, audience will allegedly see him return as a fully grown adult with his family of his own. All right, so we're getting Andy back, right? Andy makes a comeback here. You know what? I'm excited for Toy Story 5. I will say that straight up because all the Toy Story movies so far have been great. Great. Not just good. They have been great. I love the Toy Story franchise. Not a bad one in the bunch. A very consistent franchise. They've gotten great critical responses, audience responses, and I'm fine with them making another one. Why not? What do we have to lose? Maybe it turns out great again. Awesome. Now we got probably the best franchise of all time. If it turns out bad, whatever. We got four amazing ones. So I'm okay with a sequel here. I know Disney and Pixar, they want to make more safe bets going forward because they're losing so much money at the box office with some of these originals they've been doing. So I get it. They probably want to double down on the sequels here at least for the next couple of years, to get some money, right? I get it. I get it. They're a business. They got to do these things. And but Toy Story 5, they have not done wrong on Toy Story yet. So I don't know if I would say they're bleeding the franchise. There's always more stories to be told with toys out there. And I like that kind of idea of going back to Andy now as an adult. So I guess we skipped past his college career right there, but now he's an adult. He has a family of his own. Well, that's cool. Now we get to see the kids play with the toys, and he gets to relive those memories as an adult. That could be a fun little dynamic there. I think that could work. Why not? But now, who do you bring back? Like, do you bring back Woody because Woody was at the carnival, little Bo Peep chilling and having a good, nice little retirement? So I don't know. Do you bring Woody back? Maybe, maybe not. I think you almost. I don't know. You almost kind of have to because Woody is the most popular Toy Story character. Now, does it make sense for Woody's story? No, probably not. He had a good ending in Toy Story 4. So, does this lessen it if they bring him back? I don't know. I mean, can they cameo him in a way? Maybe just give him a scene or two. Maybe updates on him at, how he's doing with Bo Peep out there. I don't know. I don't know, but it's going to be hard to sell it without Woody. I mean, you have other great characters in there. Don't get me wrong. You got Buzz Lightyear. You got, what, a Slinky Dog and Rex and all that. They're great. Potato Head. They're great types of characters, but I know, can you sell a movie on that? Maybe if they made it just a Buzz Lightyear story, right? I mean, it's going to be different than obviously what the Lightyear movie was. That obviously did not do so good for them. But having Buzz Lightyear the toy back again because we didn't get a lot of him in Toy Story 4. He was more sideline. Maybe he's the focus here in Toy Story 5, and they're reliving the memories of how he came into the picture and all that stuff. Maybe that's how it can work. But are you guys Toy Story fans out there? Did you like Toy Story 4? Like I loved all of them. Like I said, Toy Story 3 was great. If I had to pick a favorite, it might be Toy Story 3, and then I might go 1, 4, 2, I think is how I'd rank them. But I mean, how would you guys rank them out there? And are you excited for Toy Story 5? Do you like this premise of an idea? Uh, or do you think they should end it? Not keep making Toy Story movies, not keep making sequels? But you also got to think about it with your business cap on. Because even though I know we want original ideas out there, they've tried original ideas and they're just not selling as well. Elemental ended up doing okay by the end of it, which I loved Elemental, but not enough people saw it. So what do you do when a movie that I think is great, like Elemental, does not sell out the box office? Do you just have to go back to the sequels? Let's see you guys' comments. Now we got some amazing comments in here. All right, let's see. Um, okay, we got Caveman saying, Mike, I hope you're excited for Mortal Kombat Legends Cage Match animated movie October 17th. Day one pickup on that. Uh, I always get day one pickups of the Mortal Kombat animated movies. I mean, just of Mortal Kombat in general. That's my go-to video game franchise. But yeah, that's gonna be awesome. They've all been great so far. But you know what? I should wait on it though because they get discounted pretty quickly, but I'm such a fan. Tyler, I heard there's a date for the movie 2025 June release. For which movie? Toy Story 5, is that it? Or another movie? Brandon says, I wonder when we will get the release date for Zootopia that was announced. Yeah, I don't know when they'll do release dates on those movies just because, the strike's going on. I think after the strikes end, we'll get more clarity on the release dates. But yeah, they're doing Zootopia 2. They're doing what? Frozen 3. I mean, they are going sequel town for the next few years. But can I blame them? They're trying to make money. I get it. Emlo says what actors will be in the Toy Story 5 besides Hanks and Alan. I don't think they specified yet. I don't think we got really much any story details besides Andy being back. So I don't know what voice acting talent will be back. I hopefully they do all the same voice actors they had in Toy Story 5 because they did a great job. So if you can do that great voice acting talent back again, have a solid story. The animation was gorgeous in Toy Story 4. Really some good details there, like just how what the dummy dolls, how they moved so creepily. Oh, the animation was fabulous in there. So Yeah, hopefully we do get good casting news. Yeah, Tyler say no casting yet. Yeah, I didn't hear any casting either. Let's see, Caveman saying animated Watchmen and Justice League Crisis on Infinite Earths comes out 2024. Okay, all right. I mean, I'll watch them. I'm a sucker for those animated superhero movies and whatnot. Most of them end up being pretty mediocre, but there might be a gem in there. Let's see. Tyler says there was a report that Andy and his family will be important. Yep, exactly. Yeah, it's going to be going back to Andy, and I think that's fine. I mean, did have a good ending in Toy Story 3, but I think how they described him in the plot in this movie, it can work. So I'm okay with it. Tyler says I like Lightyear. It was okay in my opinion. Yeah, it was okay. Not terrible by any means. I had a good time with it myself. Just didn't sell enough tickets. Not enough people watched it, and it didn't have enough positive reception. It was kind of like a cool sci-fi movie, though. It had a great voice acting cast in there, even though I know they changed up the Lightyear voice. Okay, but I mean the rest of the cast was good. Um, and yeah, it had some cool things in it. The cat, what was his name? Socks. It was Socks the cat. He was the best part of the movie. He was so cool. Um, so yeah, I thought it was better than some people said, but I didn't love it either. Not like I wanted to go back and rewatch a whole bunch of times. Hisham says, speaking about Toy Story, should Andy regret giving Woody and Buzz to Bonnie? Maybe, right? That would be like a collector being like, man, I gave up my collectibles, right? That's how I would feel. I'd be like, man, should I have given up those collectibles? I don't know. But he made, her happy. So very nice, good deed out there. Uh, Brandon says, I like Lightyear too, but I love Turning Red. See, I wasn't a massive fan of Turning Red. Just I didn't feel like the target audience for it. I couldn't connect with it. Um, but I didn't despise it or anything. I just didn't feel that connection to it like a good amount of people did out there. Caveman says Slinky Dog is no longer with us, voiced by Jim Varney. Rest in peace. Yeah. So I think they would have to. If they keep Slinky, recasting the voice there, which I'm okay with recasting a voice, right? I mean, you got to recast actors sometimes, and they want the legacy to live on and these characters to live on, and yeah, I think yeah, we'll see what they do. We'll see what they come up with in terms of casting there. Caveman says Lightyear would have definitely done better with Tim Allen. Yeah, yeah, just from a marketing perspective, like, and I think it was Chris Evans that did the new voice, right? Like, I didn't think Chris Evans did a bad job by any means, but just in terms of marketing it for getting a better reception out there, I think they should have gone with Tim Allen on that one. Tyler says, I feel like the reason Pixar is making Toy Story 5 is because of the box office of Lightyear did bad. Yeah, yeah, and they've seen the original idea is not doing great. Like Elemental ended up doing okay in the long run, but not great. What else did they have? They had Soul, which ended up, just okay, right? It was released on streaming and whatnot. Turning Red, right? Released on streaming. I mean, just a lot of their recents haven't done amazing stuff. So, all right, let's see. Let's get to now our next story here. And I appreciate your guys' comments and questions here. I love this interactivity. This is definitely what makes it all worth it. And once again, if you're just joining in, click that like button. It takes a quick second. And I know there's probably more people viewing than hitting that like at the moment. But yeah, if you can just take a quick second, hit that like, just go awesome. I appreciate it. And yeah, and definitely feel free to throw any super chats out there. Always greatly appreciate it as well. But next up, let's get to our third story here. We got to go to. Oh, let me put this in right here. Let's see. We're gonna talk about the strangers. Yeah, the strangers. Oh, and it's a trilogy, right? So let's talk about the strangers updates. Let's see. Let's see what we got here. Let's look at the article. All right. So I think the next three are in production next month with another filmmaker that people will know. Lee tells us exclusively. And because of that, multiple panels for San Diego Comic Con were canceled. And according to the panel schedule that was sent to me, the Strangers trilogy was set to get promoted at San Diego Comic Con with an exclusive first look at the trilogy. The official description of the panel was actress and executive producer Madeline from Riverdale and producer Courtney from After discuss Strangers and will provide an exclusive first look from the new horror trilogy, which will be in theaters from Lionsgate in 2024. It was previously reported that the trilogy was set to be released in August 2023. However, this was delayed for unknown reasons. And by the looks of the panel information, the trilogy was pushed to 2024, and a special first look would have been shown at Comic Con had not been canceled due to the strike. As for the release date, it still could very well release in 2024, provided the negotiations with SAG-AFTRA and the studios reach a positive conclusion. Um, yeah, so The Strangers. Anybody excited for The Strangers trilogy? I was kind of shocked when I heard that this was going to be a trilogy of movies, like three Stranger movies. I mean, we've already had two The Stranger movies, right? The Strangers, and then what was it? The Strangers Pray at Night, which I think both were pretty decent, just home invasion horror movies. I thought they did a decent little job there. It's not like I love them. It's not like my favorite horror franchise of all time. I thought they were decent little one-time watches, but now we're getting a full-on trilogy here. I guess they can just make these movies so cheap, horror. They can make definitely on a budget and get a decent amount of profit off of it. But a trilogy, that's kind of interesting. And I wonder, is this trilogy going to be really connected? And I wonder how they're going to release them. Are they going to be released like every year during like, an October season, right? One every year? Are they going to do something a little bit more wild, kind of like X and Pearl did, where they were both released in the same year? Could they do that? Like one at the beginning of the year, one at the end of the year, and then, 6 months later, another one? That would be wild too. Could you imagine this though? All three released in one year. I don't think that's ever been done before. That would be kind of cool. That would be kind of a cool little marketing ploy where they're like, hey, we got the Strangers trilogy all in the same year, 4 months apart. That would be kind of fun. I think that's as wild as they could get. And I had a really random thought too. I'm like, what if they released multiple ones, like literally even closer together, like every couple weeks, and then like the previous one was playing at the same time as the new one? I think that'd be a little too much. That'd be a little too much, but it's a funny thought. And I don't think they've ever done that type of thing before, but I think it could work every 4 months. Maybe. What do you guys think? Are you guys horror fans out there? Do you guys like the Stranger movies? Or are you like, why are they doing a whole trilogy? This is way too much of the Strangers. They're not going to be so strange after seeing them so many times, right? It's just going to be like, hey, 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 Uncle, will be there, right? But yeah, let's see your guys' thoughts on this. Let's see. Okay, I know some people mentioning about Toy Story. Hisham saying old Toy Story was my favorite movie when I was a kid. Yep. Um, let's see. Tyler saying, yeah, I love them, especially I used to recreate scenes with Buzz and Woody. Tyler saying, I don't mind The Strangers. I like the second one mostly. Yeah, the second one was pretty good. It had some good, I guess, scary moments in there. Yeah, I think out of them, trying to think, I think I remember the second one more than the first one, now that I think about it. But yeah, I'll watch these. I'll watch these. I mean, they're doing a lot of horror movies. I mean, if you're not doing a sequel, guess what you're doing out there? You're doing a low budget horror movie. That seems to be the only movies that have chances at making money at the box office. I mean, yeah, we had that anomaly with Barbenheimer, which were more original ideas, but I mean, for all the other original idea movies that came out, those haven't been making money. So, I mean, that what are we gonna do? Like I said, more horror movies. So I bet we're gonna get a ton of horror movies. I think this might be the decade of horror movies. You guys let me know if you agree, right? We had a decade of superhero movies. Now I feel like this might be the decade of horror movies. It seems like more people are getting into horror movies too. Oh, but funny. Oh my gosh, it was kind of hilarious. So I gotta tell you guys a little fun story that happened at the theaters yesterday. So I went to go see Retribution, which was not so good. But it was funny. The previews were playing right before the movie started. And of course the Exorcist Believer trailer comes on, right? And this like I don't it must have been an older lady or something. She was with her family and she just starts like she gets so mad. She's like, why are they showing this gross stuff, this demonic stuff? Like just going, just having this whole little monologue rant in the theater. And I guess she probably didn't think I was there. I think it was only that family and then like me, like opposite ends of the theater. So she probably didn't think I was there. But I was so funny. I'm like, what? I really don't like this trailer here. But I get it. That type of horror stuff isn't for everybody. Horror possession, not everybody's go-to genre. But I like to get so mad at just the trailer. It's not like you're watching the whole movie here. It's like 2 minutes of your life. It was so random. That might have been the most funniest thing that happened in a while at the theater. Then maybe that was the most entertaining thing too out of the movie watching yesterday. Gosh, Retribution. Wow. I don't know if you guys saw my out of theater reaction for that. If you guys are keeping up with the short videos out there, but oh, what a mediocre movie. Um, but yeah, these horror movies, getting a lot of horror movies, right? So not only we got the Strangers trilogy, we got Exorcist Believer coming up, which actually I think just moved because of the Taylor Swift concert movie. Do you guys know about this Taylor Swift concert movie? You know what? I might do a full on story on it next time, but it looks like more people are excited for that one than I was even expecting. I mean, I've never been a person that's into like concert movies, but apparently this one's tracking pretty good numbers. So Exorcist Believer pushed itself back a week, right? Well, coming out earlier week actually. So at least we get the movie earlier. It's not delayed, but what's October 6th, something like that. That first week of October, we're gonna get Exorcist Believer. Which I don't think the trailer looks half bad, but I've never seen any of the Exorcist movies, so I'll probably go in with a little bit different of a mindset. But yeah, a lot of horror movies coming out. Um, yeah, sequels and horror movies. That's what it is. Oh, look at we got Tyler. Oh, the T Swifty, right? Yes, yes. But people like it. People are excited for T Swift in concert. I wonder how those theater screenings are going to be. Are people going to be like dancing up and down? Like I'm almost kind of curious to go to it. Just to see that. But actually, I'm not going to go to it because I don't know if you can use unlimited passes on it. Thing I heard from someone they couldn't use their AMC to pre-order tickets, like they had to pay like a full ticket price. I wonder is Regal going to allow it? If it is with Regal, I don't know if it's just AMC. What theater chains would a Regal Unlimited pass work on it? That's the only way I would consider going there. But I don't know. I don't. We'll see. If I'm not paying for it, sure not paying for the T Swifty out there. Even though some T Swift songs I don't mind. I do not mind some of them. I like her earlier stuff more though than her recent stuff. Caveman says, "So you weren't taking my retribution?" Oh gosh, no. Oh, so mediocre of a movie. The acting was terrible. The writing was awful. Lame ending that they thought was gonna be a twist that was just so lame. It was, and once again, it felt like a streaming original. Like if that was just a streaming original on Hulu, forgiven, of course, for that. But to make it a full on a theatrical release, like come on, I know it's Labor Day weekend, but you really think that people are gonna go see this movie? And it wasn't even a Liam Neeson action movie where it was action packed and it was just dumb fun, right? No, this was Liam Neeson trying to do a thriller movie, so much more thriller than any action, and it wasn't interesting at all. It was kind of like Phone Booth, but in a car. And I like the Phone Booth movie. I actually think that movie is put together pretty well, and the acting is really good in it. This is like trying to do that, but with bad acting, bad writing, just nothing special. Ugh, yeah, it wasn't good. I mean, it wasn't the worst thing I've seen, but it was so mediocre that it was just like, why, why? I don't know why. We got Nate in here saying they really censored previews. Movies like that should only have previews in similar movies. Yeah, and I'm trying to think. Well, I saw it was a thriller movie I was seeing, right, with Retribution. So, should we put a horror trailer in front of a thriller, right? I separate those genres myself. So to me, horrors are separate than thrillers. But I know a lot of people put those in a similar genre. So I don't know. Should it have come out well, I don't know, but they're Green Band trailers anyway. They're Green Band trailers unless, they're going out with a rated R movie, which would be then a Red Band trailer, right? So they do censor them. They censor the trailers for sure, so I don't know. Caveman saying agree, Nate, but Retribution is rated R, but not horror. Ah, Retribution, was it really rated R? Oh my gosh, it failed on that. I didn't even know it was rated R. I thought it was PG-13. Like I said, there was like no action in it. What made it rated R? Maybe there was a cuss word or two? Oh gosh, that's even worse. That movie's gonna do terrible. Yeah, that's a movie they should have made PG-13 for sure because they did not utilize the rated R-ness of it, right? It didn't feel rated R. Yeah, yeah, it didn't work. Yeah. Let's see. Caveman saying Taylor Swift pricing 1313 for kids and seniors. 1990. Yeah, no way. No way. 20 bucks for a concert. No, 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 no. It's not like you're going to you're at a concert movie. Oh, not gonna do it. The unlimited pass don't get me in. Ain't gonna do it. No way, no way. It's gonna come out on streaming too eventually anyway. So, mm. Let's see. Tyler says, "Are you gonna watch Five Nights at Freddy's, Mike?" I'm definitely going to be. I was 10 years for this movie. Oh, you were waiting 10 years. Mm, I'll see it. I'll see it. I got my unlimited pass. I'll see it for sure. I'm excited. Matthew Lillard is kind of in the movie, right? I don't know how large his part is, but I'm excited for that. And I don't know. I mean, it looks okay. It kind of reminds me of Willy's Wonderland, which I'm sure. I don't know if Five Nights at Freddy's the IP was out before that. I'm sure it was, but I don't know. So it doesn't overly excite me. And then I was hearing that it was going to be a longer movie, like a 2 hour plus, like getting towards 3 hour. Hopefully they cut it down. That movie should not be over 2 hours. I mean, I would say hour and a half to 2 hours. If they can get it to that kind of reasonable length, might be a little bit more enjoyable. But hopefully, it just has a good, like, kind of creepy atmosphere. Um, if what is this supposed to be a horror comedy too? I'm trying to think off the trailer I saw. I don't know if there was much comedy to it or if it's gonna be like straight up serious horror. I don't know. See, I've never played FNAF, so I really don't know what they're going for. Nate says I have an opportunity to see Equalizer 3 in a private screening today. I think I'm gonna go. Absolutely. That sounds like a lot of fun. That is the movie I still need to see. I've been waiting on the wifey to see that one though. I think we're gonna go tomorrow. I'm for sure going tomorrow, no matter what. Whether she goes or not, I will be going tomorrow. Let's see. Um, and I guess let's see. Hisham says, okay, well, and I guess we're in the Ask Anything section. So I'll remind people this is Ask Anything section. So ask anything your heart desires. This can be related to any of the movie news stories we've covered so far, any movie news out there. If you want me to do a review or ranking on the fly, hit me with those questions. Those are a lot of fun. Or just any fun general questions as well. So definitely Ask Anything section here as you guys are putting in such great comments. I mean, keep it up, guys. Really appreciate this. Hishan says, why the studios never make a parody movie anymore like Scary Movie? Date movie, Meet the Spartans, and the superhero movie. Well, Date movie, Meet the Spartans, and the superhero movie were not so good. But the scary movies, I did have a soft spot for the scary movies, at least up to what they get through. I think all four were actually pretty decent. What was the one where they made fun of signs? Thought that one was pretty funny. Maybe that was the third one, right? Yeah, so I enjoyed the scary movies well enough. I think they just released too many and some people got tired of them, but hey, let's bring it back. Let's bring it back to a parody movie. Why not? But I would kinda like them to do more. I don't know. I don't know. I do like a decent parody movie, but I would want them to go more, I guess, less not as how would you say? I guess there's always kind of a, silliness and, like, a kind of, a dopiness to them, but, I mean, some of these movies took it kinda far, like, Date movie was, like, really, like, "Oh gosh," right? Um, but if they could go back to the days of, you know, what were the movies out there? Like the Mel Brooks ones that he did, right? Like, people talk about Young Frankenstein and people talk about Blazing Saddles and things of that nature. If they could go back to that kind of spoof style, right? A Spaceballs, that I'd kind of be interested in. Yeah, definitely would check those out. K-Man says, Nate, you're lucky man. I hope you enjoy Equalizer 3. I hope you do as well, Nate. I'm hearing good things about it. It got to be better than the two movies I saw this weekend already. I'll tell you that much. Hisham says, if you are directing a superhero movie, what superhero movie you really want to make? Oh, a Punisher, of course. Punisher is my favorite hero. I don't know how we did not get a trilogy out of that Thomas Jane one. It was set up perfectly for a sequel. So good setup at the end of that movie. I would have loved, Thomas Jane Punisher trilogy would have been glorious. Would have loved that. But yeah, I would love to make a whole Punisher trilogy. I think you can do it. I think you absolutely can do it. Hard R's, of course. That's the only way to go on the Punisher. But yeah, I love them to get back to the Punisher. Why don't they have the Punisher anymore? They don't even have him in the Thunderbolts, which is ridiculous. I know, I know. Let's see. Tyler saying, I'm starting college this week. Can you give me advice? Oh, actually, I can give you some college advice. I like this question. I did pretty decent in college. Well, I'll actually say I did quite well in college. Yeah, I went to college. I got my bachelor's degree by the age of 20. I got my master's degree by the age of 21. But I was going outrageous with college, like studying really, going, taking it very serious like a job. I did like an average of 24 units a quarter, which got me really tired. And I don't recommend approaching it that way. Take the full amount of time instead of cutting it in half like I did. Um, but yeah, college is fun. I would say, uh, yeah, just make sure you go to your classes, right? Absorb as much as you can. Do planning, pre-plan ahead. Look at the college classes that you need to actually graduate for the degree you want, and really focus in on those right? You don't want to end up wasting your time taking classes that don't go towards your degree. So really do a lot of planning and look at, okay, this is my degree pathway. These are the classes I need, and start planning if you can semesters or quarters in advance, depending whatever college system you're on, and really map it out. That's what I would do. So even months before the classes would open up, I would do research. I'd be like, okay, when have they offered these classes before? What were the professors? Right? Let me get the best professors. I'd go on ratemyprofessor.com and look for the ones that had the best scores. It's like looking at a movie rating, right? What has a 5 out of 5 score, right? Like a high four or whatever it might be, and really pre-plan as much as you can. Because if you get a good professor for a class, that can make all the difference in taking the class. So I would say pre-plan in advance. Um, don't get swept up too much in the partying stuff and all that, because that can derail some people, and you don't want to get on academic probation and all that stuff. So take it serious, take college seriously. But I would also say, even though you're going to take college serious, also you do want to have some fun there. Have some fun, but more importantly as well, build relationships while you're there. Build those social connections that maybe can help you later on in life, right? They call it a social network where, hey, especially with the really smart people out there, the people you can see, oh, I think that guy's going to be really successful. Build those really good friendships and relationships to where, hey, in the future, if they become a leader somewhere, a manager of a certain company or organization you want to work with, well, now you have that connection. Maybe that can give you a step in through that doorway in that direction, right? Having that social connection. So I would say do really good in your classes and build the social network connections at the same time, and have a little bit of fun along the way, learn something, and I think you'll do great. But very excited for you, Tyler, and I hope you're going to do great. You're going to do great, as long as you do the right steps, and I wish you the best of luck there. Let's see. Uh, oh yeah, Nate says they had Blackening just recently. I remember seeing the Blackening in the theaters. That was a decent watch. K-Man says, "How is your school year starting out?" Louisville had a very bad false start. Kids got home on the bus. I was late at 10:30. It was real that they use AI to plan the bus routes. I told you, AI people is coming for everybody. AI is gonna infect everything out there. Um, yeah, and it messed it up. It messed up the bus routes. Wow, so it's a big surprise there. AI failing on us. But no, my school year is going fine. Yeah, busy season. Fall season is always the busiest season for a school, right? Going back to school. But yeah, all my stuff, high school, college stuff is going great, but it's super busy because I'm, obviously doing both. So my weekdays can definitely get very long and tiring. But besides being tired, um, yeah, it's going good, going good. Let's see. Oh yeah, Nate says I got your joke about retribution. I wasn't familiar with it and Googled, then realized it was Liam Neeson. Yep, yeah, Neeson or never, right? That's what I always say. Yeah, and Liam Neeson, he releases a movie like every 6 months, but they're so low budget now. They're so just very similar. I'm always disappointed with them. I mean, the only Liam Neeson movies I can remember like actually liking, like I thought some of the Taken movies were fine, and then of course him as what Qui-Gon Jinn and I totally probably said the name wrong, but in Star Wars Episode One, right? But besides that, I've never really, been a massive fan of a lot of his other movies. Adrian says I would like to do a Batman movie in the style of the '60s TV series. They did an animated one. What was it called? Batman versus Two Face, and they even brought back the actor voice acting. of the actors in it. So that was really cool. If you have not seen that, went straight to Blu-ray. Of course, I would check that one out. I think it was Batman versus Two Face, and it was same style, right? Very cool. But a live action one, I don't think they would do that. I don't think it would make money. I don't think it would work for today's audiences. I would go see it. A lot of other people, that are just fans of that series would go see it, but most people would be like, nah, does not keep up the modern times, unfortunately. Adrian says, live action yeah, yeah, I get what you're saying. Yeah, TV series or live action. I don't think either would work for today's audiences, so I don't think enough people would watch them. Kimiya says, trying to find a good study group, and even if it's not your money, treat college like you're paying hard. Yes, I agree. Treat it like a job and a good study group. I forgot to mention that. Good point, Caveman. And I was always kind of the person to start the study groups. So I would find out, okay, who's like the hard workers out there, who seems really smart, and I would gather these groups, and then we would go to the library and we would have a study group. I would even go sometimes on the weekend to the library just to get certain projects done and things like that. So I would be kind of the coordinator of these study groups. But I made good friendships that way, and then we also helped each other study for class and get work done. So that was fantastic. Tyler says, "I got to go now, Mike, and have a lovely day." Bye, everyone. Have a great day out there, Tyler, and good luck again. Nate saying, "Bye, Tyler. Good luck in school. Keep your head down and focus on school." Like Mike said, it's a marathon grind. Yep. Oh, we got Alex in the house. Good morning, fancy peeps. Alex, of course, a member out there. Thank you so much, Alex, for being an awesome member supporter of the channel. And once again, if you all out there haven't checked out the memberships, there's tons of great perks, as I mentioned before. But it does a lot to help the channel out. But you're also getting some awesome stuff. Like if you wanted a review of Retribution, a more in-depth review with fun graphics and video clips and all of that, you could get that as a certain tier member. If you become a mega movie hero, you get more of that stuff. You get reviews on stuff, you get more fun topics, and then if you become a mega movie master, which is the top one, you get to tell me the topic you want. Like you tell me the theme for a live stream, boom, I'll put it together for you once a month, and you'll have a great time. Or if you just want the lowest tier, mega movie fan, still a great way to support the channel, and of course you still get shout outs and credited at the end of my videos, which is so fun. I appreciate all my members, and yeah. All right, K-Man says, if you are paying for yeah, paying for college yourself, make friends with your upperclassmen and try to buy their books. Always try to buy everything used. And also, what I would say on that too is wait until the first day of class to see if you actually need the book. Because even if a professor puts in their syllabus, oh, there's a book for the class, you may not actually need it. They may just do such a good job covering stuff in their PowerPoints. That's really the only material you need. Like, oftentimes for the classes I teach, right? Because I'm a professor as well. Sometimes they don't need the books, and they find out day one, and I'm like, hey, you know what? If you're on a budget, you can probably get by without the book here. Um, so yeah, so just wait for that information. Like some classes you'll need the books, some you may not need as much if you're on a budget. So I always say wait for that day one before buying books. And then yeah, get them used if you can, get them the different online websites. Usually bookstores can be more expensive. So really do your research and look at a lot of different options like used on Amazon and other book selling sites out there. Greg says, thanks, Mike. Yeah, everybody's saying hello to each other. Okay, so looks like I ran through all the comments, unless anybody wants to put a last minute comment or question. Just letting you guys know what is coming up on the channel here. You guys know I'll have a video posted every day, sometimes more, right? Like I said, I've been seeing a lot of movies in the theaters recently, having those out of theater reactions. So tomorrow will be my Amazon deal video. If you're trying to save money, build up your collection on a budget, you want to tune in for those. They're super short videos. They really save you some valuable money out there, which is always nice. So Amazon deals tomorrow morning. Like I said, I'll go see Equalizer 3, do an out of theater reaction for that. Tuesday we'll have a rant video on Disney. All rants lead back to Disney, I like to say. We also have a stream Tuesday night, which is going to be our movies adapted from like books or stage productions. So that's going to be fun. An adapted movie stream. I really am excited for that. So I'm going to get prepped for that. And then, yeah, and then just stuff rest of the week. Movie numbers, maybe a ranking video in there as well, and then we're back to out of theater reactions for next weekend, which there's tons of great stuff coming up. What is there? There's the My Big Fat Greek Wedding 3. Yes, yes, that's gonna be one that's hopefully decent, nice little rom-com. And then what else do we got? The Nun 2, right? So yeah, Nun 2, Fat Greek Wedding. Those are the theater reactions for next week, and I think unless anything else comes out, you guys let me know. Let's see, and I think, and then we're back to the morning news show on Sunday morning. But I think that's it right there. Thank you all again for joining in here today. And we got Hisham with the last question. Are you like the spicy food? Well, yeah, occasionally it depends how spicy. Like I like a flavorful spicy, not where it's like burning your mouth and lips and stomach. No, because my stomach can't take that kind of stuff. But like a flavorful spicy for sure. Like a medium level on the Buffalo Wild Wings kind of area. Yeah, for sure. But yeah, thank you so much again for the questions, everybody. You all are awesome out there. Have a great Labor Day weekend. Have fun. Watch some movies. Remember to make every day a movie day. So, bye for